You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live This Week, featuring news and commentary on This Week in Black Hollywood. Black Hollywood Live. Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live This Week, Dario Kristen.
What's up, everybody? You're watching Black Hollywood Live This Week. I'm your host, Dario Kristen, and I have here joining me DJ Jesse J.
What up?
And we have somebody special with us today, a special guest host, Courtney Stewart in the house.
Hello, hello.
Aaliyah Cruz is not able to make it with us today, but we are definitely going to represent for you on the show.
For sure.
All right, we got some great topics we're going to be covering today. We got good times hitting the big screen, Michelle Obama's financial report hacked, Lil Kim and Wendy Williams face off, and a preacher's daughter wants to be a porn star. What? I cannot wait to talk about that one.
Lord have mercy.
But before we get into that, we're going to read the results from last week's Buzz-O-Meter question, which was, is Jay-Z and Beyonce a part of the Illuminati? Yes. So you guys voted, and the results are 67% yes, 22% no, and 11% undecided.
Oh.
I'm going to go, I voted, so I'm going to say, I say yes. So I know that's a big subject right now.
Courtney, what'd you say?
I mean, I say yeah, probably. Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm thinking.
For sure.
For sure, right? All that money, I'm thinking there's something going
All
on.
that money.
That's why Nicole Scherzinger is upset right now.
Oh.
Well,
She has another reason.
that's probably not the only reason, but we might get into that a little bit later.
Variety of
But I also want to remind everyone to go to www.blackhollywoodlive.com. We have a new Buzz-O-Meter question that's going to be posted, and we'll read the results next week. And should Dennis Rodman be a U.S. ambassador? I'm definitely going to vote for that one.
Think about it.
Right.
All right, so we've had a lot of interesting topics in the news this week.
Yes.
Jesse, why don't you start us off with the trending topics?
So this week in trending topics, Gabrielle Union, I know a couple weeks ago we showed you she did a depression video for Miu Miu.
It was beautiful.
Well,
Yeah.
now she's doing something totally different. From depression to comedy, she's working with Shaq on his new comedy video site on YouTube. It's called Riding Dirty with Officer Turner. It's cops meets Reno 911, and she pulls people over just because she's bored, she's horny, she messes with them. I thought it was funny. Courtney feels a little differently.
I thought, well, go ahead, Courtney. Tell
I
us.
mean, I enjoyed it, kind of, sort of, not really. I didn't buy it. I just didn't buy her. I like the idea, but I mean, she's cute. I think it's fun. I think it was a good idea to do. I think, obviously, Shaq has a nice platform there, to play around, and I think it's cool that she played around, but I like Bill Bellamy.
I mean, and it was directed by...
He did very well.
Nzinga Stewart. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. She was one of the executive producers for Tyler Perry's For Colored Girls.
Yeah.
She wrote it and directed this. I don't know. I mean, I hope she's not going to do a bunch of episodes, maybe 2 or 3.
Well, listen, I have to say this. I'm a Gabrielle fan.
Love her.
You know,
Absolutely.
She's great, and I like seeing her in this angle of things. It's kind of like a humorous, kind of dirty little humor that she's bringing. She normally doesn't bring that.
That's
She's
true.
such a good girl all the time, so this is nice to kind of see her almost make fun of herself.
Yes. I like
So-
to see her playing around. It's cool.
I like to see her playing around.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so we were playing around the other day, but we were at the game premiere the other night, and we met with Miss Lauren London, who's
Yes.
going to be a new face on the game, which comes out. It's season 6, and it comes out March 26th. I'm really excited for it. Lauren she's going to be playing an actress on the show. And she was so sweet. I mean, she talked about her having a child and being a mother and balancing out motherhood and being an actress. She could really relate to the person she's playing because she said she doesn't feel as insecure like she used to, and she feels that her character has a lot of insecurities. And she's also going to have an on-screen romance with Jay Ellis, who's also new to the game. And also new to acting. He said it was really easy for him to play a rookie on the show because he not only is new to the show, but he's new to acting. So I don't know. You met him too. What did you think of?
Yeah,
these two guys?
listen, I have a lot of respect for Lauren. I mean, it's almost like we've seen her grow up since we've seen her on ATL to where she is now. I mean, seriously, and I think motherhood has really changed her. I mean, I definitely saw that even when she was telling us, she was saying, listen, I do my job, and then I go home and take care of my baby, and that's the most important thing to me. So I think it's great. And Jay, I loved him. I love that he's the new rookie on the show. I mean, life imitating art. And since we're going to have him on the show, I can't wait to talk to him about that next week, too.
He's super excited to come on the show.
He's super excited. He's a great guy, and they say that there's going to be a lot with their characters and the chemistry between the two, and we got a chance to see a sneak preview of it. They have a new DP, a director of photography for the show, so actually, I've watched the show for a while, and it definitely feels different this season than what it has before. They even do like these little, what do you call them, just
kind of
little clips.
If you've ever seen Scandal where it goes,
yeah, like
they do some sort of situations with. I don't know if it was just because it was the first episode and they tried to be scandalous with it. I don't know how that works out, but one thing that I really took to is Hosea's character and Wendy Raquel. They're going to be big stars on this season.
Oh, for sure.
And we sat in town and we talked to Colby, and he basically said that he's really surprised with Hosea's character and how they're writing him on the show for this season, which should be interesting.
Fascinating.
And they said that he's really matured a lot this season on the show, too.
Because he's kind of been two-dimensional.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he's
that's
been the bad
interesting.
boy. He's been the bad boy.
Yeah, and he actually wanted, when he was in with AfterBuzz last season, he wanted to grow in his character a lot. So it's interesting that they've decided to take that direction and give him something a little extra.
They did, and I was loving Miss Wendy Raquel. She was like, it took us 100 episodes, but god damn it, we finally got to a great place in life.
Let me tell you what I loved about her, too. I know we got to go on to this next subject, but what I loved about her is that she had her Chardonnay with her when she was talking to us, and she was like swirling around. She was like, I'm feeling good today. She was ready.
She didn't feel comfortable at first. As soon as she got to know us, she was like, oh, y'all are cool. I can drink my Chardonnay. Right. And then the cast of Let's Stay Together was there as well. And I've never seen the show before, but from the episode I saw, I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We met with Christian Keys and Kayla Pratt.
Kyla
Pratt.
Sorry. Who
And
actually,
Christian plays Troy, and Kyla plays Crystal on the show.
Yeah, and her boyfriend, she finds out, is a gay football player, and she's going to have to deal with that this season. And there's a lot of twists and turns. She's going to play his beard on the show, which is his fake girlfriend. And things aren't going to work out the way we think they are. But it was funny because they actually went to the press event and then had to fly directly back to Atlanta to finish shooting.
Yeah.
So
Very nice.
that was exciting, but maybe not as exciting as this. So we've all know the show Good Times, right?
Good.
Of course.
Well, they're talking about bringing it back as a movie. Just off top, general thoughts about that. What are you thinking?
My first thought is that they've screwed up so many remakes that I don't think they should be redoing this as a movie because there's so much history, and I don't see how that can be taken to the big screen without mocking some fun towards it. And I don't think that this show should have that, or it should be made into a movie because of that. And I don't think they can do it any better. That's my honest opinion.
That was my first impression, or my first thought, I guess. But then I started thinking about it a little bit more, and I thought about how there was once Good Times sort of went on, and some of the actors on the show obviously weren't very happy with the direction the show took. It would be interesting to see what they choose to do with the movie, to see if they sort of pay homage and really bring that show, bring it life in a way that is
issues.
Hit the issues and like make it serious and see what they actually do with it is what I want to see.
Okay, but
it's Scott Rudin in it, taking the helm of it, and I just kind of want to see what he would do with it.
Well, Phil Johnston he wrote Wreck-It Ralph, and he's also writing this, so some people are kind of a little worried. But it's going to be produced by Sony, and the main thing that people are worried about, there's already a change. First of all, Good Times was about the 70s, and they're already changing it to now the movie's going to be about the 60s. So, and then the final thing that they're worried about is they don't want, with the show, JJ kind of became the shtick of the show,
Right.
and they don't want that to taint the movie.
Right, and I understand that, but here's my problem with kind of going back to what Courtney said, is that I'm going to go against you, Courtney, on this, because how can they put all of those things in 2 hours when you said how they're going to bring out these, basically play out like how the show really was and some of the issues from the show, but how can they bring that out in 2 hours when that show was on for what, 10 years?
It wasn't on that long.
Oh, it was on it was on for a while.
It was on for a while,
but
From 1974 to 1979.
Okay, so
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, but how are they going to bring out all those issues? Because there were some deep issues on that show.
Yes, which would be
Dario,
great
can
to
I
see
jump
them
in?
addressed.
Sure.
All right, we got Bam in the
We
booth.
got Bam in the booth.
Bam.
Well, they obviously can't tackle every topic for the 6 seasons that they were in, just like when there was an 18 movie and other things that have been remade. So they'll pick a storyline and they'll just go with it. My issue with Good Times is I don't think it should be done.
Yeah.
I don't think
Why?
it should be.
But
But
don't say that
why?
without you saying why, though.
I don't see the point. I don't see the point, and then.
Do you think they're going to screw it up?
I mean, to me, the point would be that they are going back to what people want. They want to hit hard-hitting issues right now. So if you're going to do that, then that's the point of creating a Good Times the movie. Not if you're going to sit there and make it like the Fat Albert remake or what we had. I mean, these are some of the other ones: Hawaii Five-0, Miami Vice, Charlie's Angels, which was successful, but
those are also different shows. But
No,
I think
exactly.
that we shouldn't lose out on an opportunity to present something historic that tells issues that happened in the past and things and address these things in a positive way. Like there's not a bad thing about somebody coming through and really tackling some of the issues that were existing back. And they're no different than doing the movie The Help. Like take a minute, look at what they were dealing with on Good Times. There's great story there. There's a plethora of story and
There's
history that we can share. And it has, obviously Good Times has a name. It already has a fan base. It already has knowledge. So it only gives it an opportunity to come to the forefront for people that maybe didn't know anything about Good Times.
Right, but
or know anything about those issues.
I've been so disappointed with remakes that I
I
still
agree.
have to stick to
But
my
that's
guns
our
and
fear.
say that I don't think they should.
But it doesn't mean it's not possible.
that's true.
Like,
And they're also using people who started with the show. Eric Monte and Tammy Evans will executive produce the movie. So, I mean, and that's from the original season. So, I mean, maybe something could come of it.
Well,
Now,
it's
wait.
about the cast, though.
Well, so here we go. I have a couple, and I know you have
the
a couple.
cast.
about the cast.
I want to know what you guys think of some of these. So, for playing James Evans roles, they were saying maybe Terry Crews.
I could see that.
I could definitely see that.
All right.
That'd be a good choice.
So for Flora, we have Loretta Devine.
Okay.
Even though it has
Florida.
Against Terry
Florida,
Crews,
sorry.
though, I don't know.
Michael Evans, Tyler James Williams, who from
I can see
Everybody
that.
Hates Chris.
Everybody
Right,
hates
it's Chris.
Chris.
I can
He's
see it. Or he could
perfect.
also do a JJ too, though. I think he could be JJ.
I personally think he'd be better for JJ, but
I haven't seen him in a while.
I think I have a great
How tall is he?
suggestion for a JJ.
who
I
would that
think
be?
Black Hollywood's own Mr. Nick Perdue. I think he would be a great.
I think that is
Oh,
a spectacular
that
idea,
sounds
man.
Nick Perdue, can you
fantastic.
come out here and
Where are
please do your dynamite?
Can you
see-
do us a
let's see
quick
Nick-
dynamite for
mean,
And if you're listening to this, you have got to go to blackhollywoodlive.com and check out
Check
Nick Perdue
it
right
Because
now.
he really would
give
be the
his
perfect
best
He looks like it right
interpretation
now.
of JJ
Oh, yeah.
Goodtime. Wow. Emmy award-winning actor right
was
there. That's a
fantastic.
moment.
that was a moment. Now, then they also have for Keenan
Thank you, Nick.
Thompson to play Bookman. Maybe.
yeah.
For their
You don't think
JJ,
so?
I can see that too.
I could see
See that? I think that's a good one.
Now, someone they said, I think he's too old for JJ Thompson. I mean for JJ Evans, Dave Chappelle.
I think he's
just
too
too
old.
old.
He's too
Yeah,
old.
He
he's
would be
too
good,
old.
but-
he would have been great. Like, 10
And
years
then for
ago.
Penny, they said Willow Smith.
Oh, I was like, Will Smith. Whoa.
like, whoa, they're taking a whole nother
Whoa.
direction.
That's why this movie should
Let's
not
go
be
on
made
the
if that's the case.
We have gone
No,
awry.
we've gone awry. No,
But
Will
you had
Smith.
some good ones.
Yeah, no, so I'm gonna throw out a couple out here. These are just my little thing. So I think for JJ, Donald Glover, who we know from
He would be awesome, actually.
yeah, Donald Glover's great. I think that Tristan Wilde from 90210.
Nope.
I think he could be Michael. I think he's all right. Idris Elba, I think, could be Mr. Evans. Okay, I don't know what
Yes.
that grunt was. I'm gonna say that's a
Yes.
positive grunt.
He can do anything.
He could do anything. I actually think that Willona could be played by Jada Pickett Smith.
Really?
I think so.
Wow.
I think so. And I
that's a
think
bold-
Thelma could be
a bold
Megan
choice.
Good. She's got that whole little sex appeal that, Thelma had back in the day.
She seems a little, yeah. I don't know.
And another, I'm throw in another Willona choice is Jennifer Hudson. I think she could do it too.
Oh, Courtney just took a step
What
back
was
from the
that face,
microphone.
Courtney? What's up?
I think those are fantastic ideas. Yes.
I mean,
yes.
is this going to be Good Times the Musical?
I just say your argument about you wanting to really make sure they have the cast on top of it and they are it. I would say that some of those choices are probably not going to make that happen.
Okay, that's fine. That's
That's
fine.
fine.
Well,
All right.
Wesley Jonathan also could play JJ. I think.
With
That
Wesley
would be
Johnson.
good. I would
I think-
really
I'm
see
telling you.
that.
Thank
I could
you.
see that.
Thank you.
You don't see that? Oh,
I don't, but you know
That's
what
my
I,
2 cents.
But you know what I did see was Justin Timberlake on SNL this past weekend,
he
and
did.
he's been stirring up some controversy, talking about he changed the lyric in his suit and tie. The lyric is supposed to go, "Ish, so sick, got a hit and picked up a habit." And it changed to, "My hits are so sick, got rappers acting dramatic." Now we know the week before, Kanye West said, "I got love for Hove, but I ain't messing with that suit and tie ish." Now, Justin Timberlake later went on Jimmy Fallon show. When Jimmy Fallon brought it up, he said, "Really? A lyric change? I didn't notice that."
Right.
No. He said, "I love Kanye West. I got nothing against Kanye West." So, I mean, what is this? Is this a marketing ploy? Is this, he just wanted to take a quick jab at Kanye and took a step back?
Let me say this. I love JT. I think his music is great. His song has grown on me. It has. I know we had conversations about this earlier through the weeks, and it has grown on me. My problem with Justin Timberlake is when something happens, to me, he kind of wimps out with things. I'm going back to Super Bowl with Janet Jackson, all right? I'm still upset with him. I am still upset with him about Janet Jackson in a way. To me, he played it off. She took all the heat, and he
clearly ripped that off of her.
And he clearly ripped it off, and he's like, I don't know what happened. He never manned up. So my problem with Justin Timberlake is that specifically, and to me, this is the same situation, because it's like, okay, so you get the opportunity to be on Saturday Night Live, kind of say your 2 cents, because clearly Kanye has said his, you haven't said yours, and you get the opportunity, and you kind of wimp out. You kind of give it. You just make a little joke on your song when you really could have like manned it up right then, and you're the whole new sophisticated JT now. So right. I was waiting to see the man version of you saying something.
Okay, well maybe the man version of him was throwing quiet shade, and that's what he did. He doesn't have to be Kanye, because Kanye's crazy, and he's not trying to be that. So the new grown-up suit and tie man will sit there and be like, did I say that?
Okay, Kanye's crazy, but leave Kanye alone. Don't you talk about Kanye.
Look, I love Kanye just like everybody else for the most part, but Kanye West is insane.
He is crazy. I love him too, but he's
crazy.
Correct. But someone else is damn crazy, because they are just, hide your wife, hide your kids, because people are hacking your accounts. I mean, from Michelle Obama, President Obama, Jay-Z, Kim Kardashian, Britney Spears. I mean, there is a website out there, and it's kind of really scary. I don't know if
It's very scary.
I went on the website and I felt like my computer was gonna like crash down.
Can we even say the site, or are we gonna have like someone after us? Are we allowed to say?
I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna say that it's the Huffington Post put it up. So if you want to know, go on the Huffington Post.
Go deal with that.
and I can spell it out if you want me to.
No, it's all right. So basically, President Obama was hacked, and his information's been taken down. No. The FBI doesn't know where this site came from, other than the fact that they think it's rooted from Russia, because it's .su, Soviet Union. I mean, it gives every damn phone number that these people have had. I was looking at like Britney Spears' credit reports, Beyonce, Jay-Z, and
they said it's called doxed, right? Like that's what the pronunciation of the actual like
the files.
The files, yeah, it's called docs.
But they're saying it may not even be real, and it could be a ploy, which I kind of feel is what's right. Because I mean, if you're stealing people's credit card information, don't you usually steal it to use it versus to steal it and put it on blast? I mean, there was nothing really bad on any of them to be like, oh shoot. And not only that, but the FBI called one of the numbers on Joe Biden's phone list, and it went to some local business in Delaware. So is it really just a way? And then on top of that, there was a line that I think we have the picture up somewhere from the actual website.
There it is. It reminds me of The Ring.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think I'm supposed to look at that.
The little girl who crawls out of the television. It's kind of spooky.
We're next.
I know, they're going to be following us. The Grudge.
If you look above, there's like this weird music playing when you go onto it, and above in the red writing, that you can't really see it, but it says, if you believe God makes miracles, you have to wonder if Satan has a few of
Oh, I love it. I love that American Horror Story music to it. That's a nice touch there.
First of all, I'm going to be so mad at that. We're rewinding that back and watching my face when that just
your face is classic. That's freaky right there. I like that.
I'm not sure I can sit next to you, Jesse, because I think you are next. Like you're marked.
He is marked.
I have been marked, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Jesse, I have a question for you.
Can you please turn that music off before you ask that question?
You just gave me a heart attack.
All right, it's cut off. Ooh, I think the bigger issue with this is, are we giving too much information on computers and social media?
Of course.
Because this happens a lot for normal people, but because they're celebrities now, it's a big deal. But people's computers are getting hacked daily.
Dude, I went on the website and I'm like, oh great. I'm sure this was just a ploy to get people to go on there so they can steal all my damn information.
Luckily, I ain't got too much, so they ain't got much
Right,
to
that's
take.
what I was like. I mean,
But-
shoot, you can take whatever you want at this point.
Bam, I would say that you're 100% right.
Yeah.
I think that is the case. And also, there's people like, I'll say myself, I'm nosy. I wanted to see what Jay-Z's credit report
I
looked
was
like.
doing it for research purposes
I-
only.
yes,
just
for
wanted to
research
see.
purposes. I happened to stumble upon that he had like about, allegedly $227,000 in American Express expenses.
And
it's
allegedly-
just some-
millions a
allegedly,
month,
I'm
man.
just saying.
Allegedly, Michelle Obama had a few years missing
Yeah.
on her credit report.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it's just for the nosy people like myself.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
But I'm being honest.
But some of the other people were Kanye West, Ashton Kutcher, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump, Tiger Woods, R. Kelly, and Bill Gates.
R. Kelly.
So, guys, don't go to the website. It's sketchier than. I mean, even when you click on their pictures, like the Britney Spears one, it was like the Chris Crocker kid. Leave Britney alone.
Right.
Every time you go to a different person, it's a different audio. I don't know. It was sketchy. I didn't like it. But yeah, on that note, what isn't sketchy is you guys can help us out by going to iTunes and typing in Black Hollywood Live, hitting subscribe, rating us 5 stars, and then leaving us a comment. Please support us. We have Black Hollywood Live this week and also Black Hollywood Live portraits. As well, make sure you guys check out blackhollywoodlive.com to check out all the celebrities. We have tons of celebrities coming up, and you can see who's coming up in the next upcoming weeks.
Cool. Courtney, I know you got some gossip and rumors for us over there.
We
Why don't you
have
let
a-
us know what went on this week?
We're a little bit more loose over here with gossip and
Right, can we
whatnot.
get that damn picture up?
We're just going to talk a little fashion first. So, obviously, Michelle got hacked, but she also made the cover of Vogue again for the second time.
Sexy hot.
I'm sorry, Vogue. I'm going to let you know right now, I'm not entirely certain what you did to her face, but I guess the consensus here is that you guys like the picture. It was
Yeah,
working
I
for you.
disagree with you. I think she looks unbelievable.
I
I
like
think
the
that-
picture better than the first Vogue cover. I don't like. I do
understand.
agree with you. I do think her cheekbones look like
They
just.
did some strange things to her face, but I love the bangs. I love the dress. She did a great job, and the article was actually really fantastic. I mean, not to continue to say the same thing over and over again about the coupledom that is the Obamas, but
Right.
they are
Legendary.
just black love at its best.
Yeah.
Like, and as a little black girl, you see the black folks, president, his wife, and they love each other, and all they're talking about is their family and how much they work to keep it going, to
Yeah.
keep the family going, to keep their relationship going. And I think the most interesting thing that actually was said in the article was by Obama, good Lord, I can't think of the president's name, President Obama.
You know that guy.
Yes, that guy. He actually mentioned how they were always saying how his attitude is like so cool, and they asked Michelle what she thought about this whole thing that they're saying he's standoffish and all of this, and she's like, "Is this Hawaiian cool? Yes, but at the same time, the culture of Washington is different now,
Yeah.
and it's a place where people come and they just do politics and they go back to their home states, whereas in the past, people lived in Washington, all their kids went to school together. So he was like, I'm just trying to be about my kids, and she's like, I keep him in line about being about his kids and being about our family, and that's what comes first, no matter what. Even if he's like helping Syria in the morning, I don't want to hear about that when he comes home.
Yeah.
I want him to talk about to Malia about what she's doing in school and what basketball games were like and that kind of stuff. So they're the same old G's, nothing new, but it was just beautiful. It was a very nice
they get a TV
article.
Yeah, they need a TV show.
They would never do it though.
They wouldn't do it. But let
They
me-
totally respect
what I
their
really
family.
respect about it too is that it just makes me smile every time I see, a black face on the cover of a magazine like Vogue. Naomi Campbell, Beverly Johnson, Tyra Banks, all those people have been the models who fought to be on the covers. And now we have, I'm not going to say on the regular there's a black face on Vogue,
Yeah.
but there are definitely a stronger percentage
Yes.
of black women
happens.
that
Yeah,
are being on the
Rihanna was
cover.
a couple months ago,
Rihanna,
right?
Yes, Rihanna
we've
was
had-
on there.
I mean, there's been several.
Jennifer was on there at one
Jennifer was on
point,
there.
yeah,
So it makes me proud that we've even gotten to this point.
Agreed. Thank you, Vogue.
Thank you, Vogue.
You did a
You're
wonderful
all right
job.
with me, Vogue.
Now, Vogue, then there's Elle.
And thank you, Elle.
Thank you, Elle, for giving us a new face of Nicki Minaj. So as you can see, Nicki has changed up her look a little bit. She's been working that out, saying she's even advertised that she wants to change her look to be taken more seriously as an actress.
Be romantical.
And whatnot.
That was her exact quote.
She wants to be romantical. But the layout in Elle was actually quite interesting, as you can see. She had some nice looks going on, and the hair, I love it. Jesse was not feeling the hair at first.
Okay,
but
I
he
saw
was
like a
joined.
really awkward screenshot of it, and at first I felt like she was trying to give like Christina Aguilera dirty, and I didn't.
work.
It kind of looked a little matted, but then when I looked close up to it. I like it. I think it does work. I love this how they styled her. Like, I'm liking the blonde.
I think it's
Do you like
dirty
the
hot.
blondes? You like
She's giving me something right now.
Do you like it
She's-
better than the hot pink lipstick? Because
I
she was
do.
saying how difficult it was for her to give up the hot pink lipstick.
Yeah, and we were talking about last week how she has, she fired her staff because she had toned down her looks or wanted to tone down her image, and I think that she's on the right path because this is, to me, it brings the fire more. She doesn't look like a doll, a blow-up doll.
I totally agree. A blow-up doll was
blow-up doll.
a perfect
She looks like an
example. She
actual
looks
human
like a
being.
human being with feelings and emotions and abilities.
Exactly.
Well, and she has many emotions. You guys watched American Idol this week?
Oh,
Oh
Lord.
yeah, she has a lot
Girl,
of emotions.
That's so
to say.
disappointing.
Right, Tamar Braxton said it best. American Idol has been on for the same damn time for 10 years. How the
Yes.
hell are you late? Talking about the 101, the 405 had traffic on it.
Well, you know what I liked is that Ryan Seacrest actually made
Pulled
fun of
that
her.
out, yeah.
He brought it up. I don't think that he
brought up
thought
the
it was too
405.
funny.
He did not. They
Yeah.
say he was actually one of the most angry that it had
Yeah.
happened. But can I just say one thing, Nikki? Honey Boo Boo, you have Elle magazine and you're saying all this stuff. Like Elle, she did an article about, bullying and how she wants to be taken serious and how initially she started out, she just wanted to buy her mom a house, but now she wants to like really rule the world and be about her business and telling other women how to be about your business. Being late is not being about your business.
Right.
Being
Nicki
late
Minaj.
is definitely not being about your business.
So she needs
And then
to make that better.
on top of that, so she was late the first day, and then the second night, she threatened to walk off stage and quit the show. It's like, girl.
Where do you get the drama bone?
Well,
from?
I'm sure she won't be returning.
Next season. you
Well,
don't think?
I don't think she would return, period, on her own accords.
That's because
Yeah.
she's a star and she's going to be an actress and it's going to be great. You just don't know it yet.
There we go.
Not.
I'm so glad that you're I love that. Go ahead.
That's me trying to show my love for Nikki because I have love-hate relationship with her. Anyway, so moving on, we also have some legal wars going on all over the place in the news. And right now we've got Michael Jordan back in the news. Who would have thought? It's 2013 and somehow
Paternity test.
you still got baby mama drama.
Right.
But so this young lady by the name of Pamela Smith has a 16-year-old son who she is suing Michael Jordan for child support for. It makes absolutely no sense for a
Right.
variety of reasons. One being that she declared that the child's father was her ex-husband in all of her divorce paperwork. And apparently the judge was just like, this is the most ridiculous thing ever. Can you just take a DNA test and make it done yet? So he has to undergo a DNA test to prove
Well, he's
this
trying to
young man is
fight
his
it.
child.
And they're saying that these are like embarrassing false claims that are hitting the media because there's been several of them that have hit the media, such as they were saying Anna Nicole Smith's was pretty embarrassing because after she died, there was like 7 men who came and said that
They could be the
they were the
father.
father. And then of course the most recent one has been Justin Bieber
Yes.
because the 15-year-old girl
was
said
a
that he had
mess.
sex with her and they have a baby, or excuse me, 15-month-old baby, and Justin said he's never even met this woman. So
Who are these people?
I mean, the Justin Bieber one is like, that's a hosted down moment. Like, girl, go somewhere. But I mean, does he look?
he looks more like Neo than Michael Jordan in this picture. And once again, if you go to blackhollywoodlive.com, you can watch these pictures with us. And he doesn't look like Michael. to
I
me.
mean, well, we all know.
I mean, it's
it doesn't-
$300. Just take the.
Just
damn
take the test. Like,
You're spending more money in court.
we're trying to be like, no, it's not mine. Just take the test. It's not yours. Take the test and be done with
But
it.
he's afraid that if he takes the test and
Then
it
it'll
is his,
just-
and
and
he's
it-
gonna have to pay more money. But it's not really that much money because since the kid's
Kid
about
is-
to graduate,
Yeah, he's 16. He only has to pay for the next 2 years.
right? Yeah.
I mean, not that he should stop like helping.
Right.
him pass it. I'm just
Right,
saying,
right.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like he doesn't have
not
to.
be a deadbeat dad.
Yes,
but, you know.
we're not telling you to, encouraging deadbeat daddery at all. But, whatever. Take the test, Michael. But then I also understand if he takes the test this time, anybody could come next
That's true.
and be like, yo, you mine. And then
Right.
he has to do it again. But he could probably think that it might be his.
Well, probably her hopes is that he's going to settle out of court anyway,
And just give her a
give him a
settlement.
lump sum of money.
That'd be.
so-
That's what most of them do.
That would be
Kinda
ridiculous.
tragic.
That's tragic.
But
And
if you
that's-
do that,
it
wouldn't you
sucks for our
think-
justice system too, by the way.
Yeah, clogging it up. People taking my tax money.
No, but wait. If he does that, then that to me that would give more women the right to just pop up and be like, "You my baby daddy too."
Well, I mean, if you keep it real, he's probably culpable because on some level he's probably had some random ladies,
Right,
and he
right.
probably doesn't recall exactly who all those random ladies
Exactly.
were. So it's very possible that it was the case. So that's what happens when
Wrap
you
it
can't
up.
keep it up.
I'm sure he knows Pamela Smith.
Yes, he knows.
He
her.
knows Pamela Smith.
Very
Yeah.
well.
Well, so he's being sued, and apparently also Neo is being sued by his ex-girlfriend Jessica White.
She is a mess.
So she was very upset because on Neo's Behind the Music on VH1, he told a story basically of how she lied to him, said that she was pregnant with his child while they were in a relationship together, and that it turned out, oops, that baby ain't his. And I didn't really think it was that horrible. He didn't portray her in a horrible, horrible light in that interview at all. He was just telling what happened, and that is why this person is no longer in his life. But she is now suing him because she said that she's a photographer and a graphic designer, and she is losing money and being called to whores and all kinds of things.
She's a model too, right?
Not really, no.
No.
She said she calls herself a photographer and a graphic designer. She got Gloria Allred to represent her. Gloria.
And but Gloria is hardcore.
Gloria, why? I don't understand. But anyway, Gloria's willing to represent her, so she might have something
She might.
to it. I mean, they had a non-disclosure agreement together that he was not supposed to say negative things basically about her in the press and all of that. So
She talking about she's getting nausea, losing hair.
She's balding.
Girl, well, that's something else. Maybe you're not eating correctly or something. But leave me.
or maybe it's a stress that you don't know who your baby daddy is.
But can't he just countersue her? Because
Potentially.
what's the difference of what she did? I mean, what she's allegedly saying that he did versus what she did.
Well,
Defamation of character is not his kid. That's
Well, technically,
also-
it wasn't like a public defamation of character. That was like between them, so to speak.
And
So it
since
wasn't-
we're
And at
wait.
that time, they didn't have any sort of contract that they were in together that says you can't talk about me and you can't talk about this. And
No,
that.
wasn't
that's
there a
that's
contract?
the real issue right now is that there's a contract
There's a
in
contract,
place
okay.
that he
Well-
wasn't supposed to speak about it.
rumor has it is that she's supposed to get a reality show on Style Network.
of course.
So
We
all of a
always
sudden-
award the people who are jacking everything up. What do
And
we do?
apparently she's
I
trying to have a
can't.
music career too.
I'm sure she
can't.
is.
Jessica White.
She'll
go.
probably get more rich than he
I
is.
mean, wow, you're so sick and you're filming a reality show and working on
Well, I
music.
mean, maybe that's why it's a big deal. She can't be bald and have a reality show. She got to get it together. So,
Girl, look at
well,
me. I mean,
girl,
these
just
girls
go,
put wigs
go
on.
to work and get yourself a wig and stop worrying about it. That's what I have to say about that. So then, apparently, not to be stereotypical at all, but we got some more custody problems.
Man.
Deion Sanders and Pilar. Lord, I don't even.
Where to
She is-
start with
She
them?
is fierce in more ways than
She
one.
is
She's a beautiful
fiercely
woman.
crazy, is what that is. So basically, Deion has been granted full custody of all three of their children. Technically, he has joint custody of their youngest daughter, which was really crazy to me. But they have joint custody of the youngest daughter, and he has full custody of the two older children by himself. She gets no fun times with her kids anymore. And basically, the reality is that Pilar tried to beat down Deion.
Exactly.
And Judge wasn't having it.
Right.
And he's got custody of his kids. So I guess that's a great thing for him.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
I think it's really whack that he tweeted about it.
Yes.
How do you feel
I was
about
going to say
that?
that. Stay away from Twitter. That's what everybody's going to nowadays. And it's biting them in the butt.
Yes.
Everyone's getting in trouble for that, Stay away from Twitter.
Like, why are you telling your personal business about your kids, all under the age of 15?
Who all will read the tweet.
Thank you.
Yes.
About their mom, even if she is crazy, which we've already established.
Now, Courtney, I have some interesting statistics for this.
Yes.
With the whole thing with her and jumping him with her friend, I wanted to find out like how many men actually are assaulted by their girlfriend or spouse. And according to dvmen.org, 300,000 to 400,000 men are treated violently by their wife or girlfriend per year.
Yes.
And now that's against
That's
women.
reported, right?
That's reported.
Yeah.
And now women are about 400,000 on average, they say. So women have a little bit higher number, but there are a big, that 300,000 is pretty big for men.
I mean, I would guess it's even huger at this point because how many men don't report that they got beat down or
Exactly,
jacked
I
up
mean-
by their girlfriend? So
And then my other thing is, shouldn't people just stop, who are in relationships, stay away from reality TV? Because it seems like everyone's relationship just goes to dust.
sometimes
after
I say that, but then I think, you know what?
We
Does
watch
it
it.
just magnify your crazy because you were already crazy and it was just a matter of time? And it just put you in the cooker and it cooked up faster.
Yeah.
Hey!
Ah.
We don't agree with your comments.
Uh-oh, wait, what?
Relationship, we ought to have our own
We have our favorite
You guys
couple
need
in the
mics.
house with us right now. Maria
They're-
Menounos and Kevin Undergaro are here, and they have a comment to make for us.
Have comments.
Oh my gosh, I thought we were just going to get attacked. Okay,
guys
so we're going to repeat
battling.
what we just said now with mics on. We don't agree with you, Dariel, that people in relationships should stop having reality shows because you're going to really enjoy ours.
But we were saying crazy.
see?
Well, the crazy
Crazy
people maybe
couple.
should stop doing them.
Oh,
because
we're crazy too.
Do you beat Kevin
It's a
up?
different kind of.
Yeah, yeah. Are you part of this
listen, we're gonna
300,000
see it on the
number?
show.
Just said, I never hurt someone unless they're out of line.
There you go.
Good, by the way, Courtney, don't be laughing because you're going to be
I'm
on this
kidding.
show too.
I'm not-
So we'll get to see how crazy you are and how crazy AJ
I
is.
keep my crazy in a closet. What are you
I mean,
talking about?
we'll see, won't we?
Look at how romantic romantic he is.
I know you guys are holding
so
each other. That's so
cute.
It's the
sweet.
But
picture
honestly,
perfect.
history has been showing us that a lot of the reality shows with couples, they don't make it, and they end up fighting, and they end up in court. I mean, you know,
'cause they're
Nick
not gonna
and,
make
Nick and
it
Jessica,
anyway.
you know.
They're not
take,
going to make
Courtney.
it anyway.
They're not going to make it anyway.
TV does not suddenly change your life unless you let it. That's your character. It has
That's
nothing
true.
to do with the camera.
That's true.
That's
your
true.
mess.
I mean, I agree with that.
She is messy. She was
She's
on
definitely messy.
steroids. She's crazy.
She's crazy.
Who gets a friend and goes and jumps Deion Sanders? I mean, did you see the reality show? He has to move around the
He
house
has to
on the
move
little
around on the
wheelchair.
scooter,
Like, who
yeah.
does that?
Crazy.
It's crazy
How
means
you
good
gonna-
in bed. She's beautiful and
That's
probably good in
true.
bed, so I'm
I
I'm
mean,
really
you should have heard the
good.
commentary outside in the studio listening. Anyhow, you guys are doing
Oh.
fabulous.
We'll revisit this in a
Thank
year.
you for visiting us. When you're still together, because that's how it's going to go.
Thank you for that,
This is-
Maria.
wait,
We
hold
love
up,
to have you. Oh,
Hold up, we have breaking news. Lil Wayne is in critical condition in the hospital, according to TMZ. He's had seizures,
Seizures.
multiple seizures lately. He had the same series happen to him last year
Yeah.
too. Kids, stay away from the cough syrup.
Hey Jesse, this
It
is
may
what
not be the scissor.
This is what TMZ is reporting, that he's in ICU in critical condition.
He was just
after
released.
Yeah.
suffering. He was released on Wednesday.
On Wednesday,
but
yeah.
His bodyguard found him unstable on the floor, so they took him back. And
Oh,
they're
man.
told that a lot of people are by his side crying. A number of rap artists and family members are on their way, and that he went on a scissor binge after being released on Wednesday.
Are you kidding me?
Guys,
on what
a scissor.
Scissor.
They take cough syrup,
Cough syrup
and liquor and they mix
liquor.
it together and drink it.
And he's
so,
Oh, so you weren't kidding when you said stop with the cough
Yeah.
syrup.
yeah.
No,
It's his major
and-
addiction.
and it
But
says
it-
that his stomach was pumped 3 times a flush to drugs from his system.
Oh my God, I have the chills. That's
And
horrible.
I really want to say this because I really had a argument on Facebook the other day, and I really don't get into like too much back and forth on Facebook. But I posted a thing about Molly, the pill Molly, that
Yeah.
all these rappers are talking about in cough syrup. Guys, just stop. If
Yeah.
you're gonna do, I don't even want to promote it, but smoke weed. Just leave that other stuff away.
no, that's true.
But I'm just saying, come on, you don't know these are human-made products, like, and
don't know
drink
what's in
liquor. Stop
them.
mixing it with.
Stuff that you don't know what
Stuff,
you're putting
yeah.
in your body and how it's going to react. Honey, it's not
Yeah.
cute.
And
Just 'cause
falling
you
out
can
and
rap about it.
passing out is not a
It's not
fun
worth
way
it.
of entertaining yourself.
But
And
you know,
these
but
rappers,
just-
they promote it.
Also, but on the serious side, you know, once they start getting into drugs, it becomes an addiction.
in an extra high, they needed that next level.
But you
of
should have
whatever
seen
it
the
is.
people fighting for it. They were like, "You don't know anything about scissor. You don't know anything about Molly." I'm like, "Hello!" I was like just copying from Wikipedia, from even.
Gosh.
Well, my biggest problem with it too is that you have a lot of young fans who are going to be watching this, and what influence are you giving them? You
Well,
know,
good. Maybe not good.
Yeah, but like, why? My thing always is, you're so successful. You have everything you've ever wanted and dreamed of. Why would you throw it down the toilet to mix some cough syrup
Right.
with liquor? Like,
'Cause you're bored.
You're endangering yourself, and that's exactly what it is. People are bored, and they need a new high, and it's figurative and literal. Actually, it's so unfortunate. I mean, he's got all these people now that are rushing to his side and are so upset, and you know, it can all be prevented. You know, there's so many things that we can't prevent. Let's make sure we prevent the ones we can.
Yeah.
And it's sad that this is happening, but hopefully something good hopefully he, recovers, but hopefully something good comes out of it and he stands up and says, stop doing these drugs, stop sitting at home and mixing your parents'
crazy.
medicines.
Yeah.
Like,
Critical condition is serious.
some
That's,
serious stuff.
scary.
Especially because he was released.
On
and to be
Wednesday,
back,
yeah, I was
like,
gonna say,
that's-
to be in
and
the
if
hospital
it's
twice.
Seizures
Yeah.
are not.
and the fact that he went on a binge right after you're released from
Yeah,
the
that's
hospital.
sad.
Where are you? Get some therapy, please. Help yourself.
All right, guys.
We'll help you
Checking out.
Help yourself. Help yourself.
Thank
Good
you,
job.
Maria
Good
Menounos.
job.
Yeah.
Speaking of hospital, someone's face has been in the hospital.
Speaking of hospital.
Yeah, speaking of
Well,
bad.
she ain't been in the
face.
hospital. She's been up in some clinics. And I'm going to just keep it real. It has not been some good clinics. But we've got poor little Kim. Well, not poor little Kim. Lil Kim, you're amazing. I've loved you since probably, 1994, I think? 94, 95? Yeah, that's when we were real tight. And I don't know what happened, but Lil Kim has had a little surgery done over the last few years, and Wendy Williams decided, I want to comment on this because there's been photographs all over the blogs and the web pages and whatnot talking about how Lil Kim's face is so messed up. We have firsthand accounts that it may not be as bad as it seems in all the pictures, but
Explain the story and then I'll get to mine.
Wendy basically showed the pictures, and she said, actually, she's on Team Kim.
Right.
She was very clear that she's like, I do think you're getting a bad rap in the on the blog pages, and that basically the picture that we're seeing that is currently posted Wendy simply said, "It looks like you had had a great meal and you went in for a real deep belch.
Right.
And so you got caught at a bad angle."
And Kim is saying it was photoshopped.
Kim says it was Photoshop. Kim calls Wendy Williams all kinds of biatches and horrible things.
I think we have
and
the tweets.
the tweets will be posted also. But she got really inappropriate on Twitter, I
She did.
personally think.
Well, one of her tweets
I don't
was
know
actually...
how much I'm actually allowed to say. That's why I stopped on the Twitter.
One of them was stop hating because you suck. Can I say that word?
That's I wasn't sure.
Biggie's thing.
Yes.
And did not want nothing to do, and he didn't want anything to do with you.
Why
Wait,
did
is
they
that
make it
true
back
though?
then? Okay, first of
Is
all,
that really a rumor?
I don't believe that is true, but it could be.
I think it's true. Why
Wendy
would she
was
say
in the
it?
circle, and it's possible. It's possible, but either way, come on, you guys. Wendy is 47 years old, and Kim is darn near 40 herself. Like, why would you bring that up? She was on your team.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought it was kind of a bad comeback because that was like, that's like 15 years
15,
ago.
20 years
Say
ago.
something that's relevant right now
But not
against
only
Wendy,
that, but
and
someone
trying to
could say the
but-
same thing about you.
Well,
and Biggie.
yeah, that's very true.
We can say it because it's a quote.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
The other thing that she said, a bad angle will never make me look like that. But I personally, I don't think someone went other way to Photoshop that. I do. I think it was, I mean, trust me, girl.
We all
Beyonce
have
had some
bad
horrible
angles.
ones from the
Pictures,
Super
exactly.
Bowl.
And Beyonce is absolutely beautiful, and she looked a mess in those pictures that she wanted
it
taken down. So
happens.
I don't understand why she was taking it so hardcore, but
But
that's
okay.
Lil Kim, hardcore.
I recently hung out with Lil Kim on her tour, and if we go the next picture, it's one from back in the 1994 versus this past
That's
summer.
like two different women right there.
Now, yes, okay, she looks totally
She
different,
looks
but
like
guys,
a cat lady now.
I don't even know
does.
if I really want to be putting this all out there like that. I've seen her fresh out the shower. Her face
Oh.
is not busted. She's beautiful. She really is pretty. Like it doesn't look that crazy.
So where
I
does the
think it's-
transformation happen?
Okay,
What happened?
but even looking at this picture right now, I hung out with her in this exact outfit, the one on the right with the orange
The red.
eye makeup and the
Orange
red
eye
suit.
makeup, got it.
The picture looks crazy. She did not look like that in person. Like standing, I swear, Courtney, I know you were gonna. You look at me like I don't believe you.
I don't believe you
I
either,
think you had,
Jesse.
you know how they have beer goggles? I think you had your fan goggles on. You were like,
did
I
not
love
have
you, Lil
fan
Kim.
No,
You
I
are
didn't, because
just
I was
amazing."
really like, kind of like, what am I gonna?
I mean, but
see
the
right
chin
now?
implant, the cheek implants, like none of
Okay,
that was.
no, you can see they're big. I mean, but if you've seen Samaya Reese recently had a lot done to her. But I'm just saying, it doesn't look like the crazy Catwoman in person. Like, I think it's honestly, to be real, I think she puts her own makeup on. Well, I know she does, but I think she puts it on like drag queens do it, and I think it's maybe meant for like, video
Someone-
camera
well,
versus photography makeup.
Jesse,
might
I
wanna
have
hire
a question for
somebody.
you.
What?
Where you said you saw Kim come out of the shower. I'm a little nosy. This is Black Hollywood Live.
Okay, I didn't see like I wasn't like
Can't
sitting
spill it.
in the bathroom watching her come out of the shower. No, it wasn't like that. She was in the shower in her bedroom, and I was out
With the
helping
piece.
styling her,
Styling,
and so I was
and-
sitting on the couch. She came out in her robe. No makeup on, nothing, and honestly, she was really a pretty girl. I didn't look at her, girl. Courtney, you know I would clock her tea.
And
if I
wait,
had
and how
something
many
to
years
clock.
ago was this?
No, this was
He
this
said it
past
just
summer.
happened.
Oh, it
last
just happened.
summer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, on her
okay,
recent
last
tour
summer,
that she just
okay.
did, this exact picture, I was there when she put the makeup on for this picture. The hair, she does the hair herself.
Well, then, so the moral of this story is that those that are styling and friends of Kim, maybe you should suggest.
Yeah, a little extra help.
I mean, no, I didn't have any right to
You
be
didn't have a
like,
right
Kim,
at that
girl.
time, but
I
maybe in
didn't.
time.
Maybe
Because
in time.
we love you, Kim. I just want to make that clear. Love you, fan. Think you're amazing. Think you look a little scary, and I think you came at Wendy real wrong.
You
because
did,
that
but
was
I'm with you, girl. I'm blaming the cameras because I seen you in person.
That's like blaming it on the liquor.
And
I wasn't
Jesse,
that drunk.
and Jesse, you have something else for us too. You have a little AfterBuzz.
I
news
do.
for
I
us.
am not only a host here at Black Hollywood Live, but I also host shows on AfterBuzz TV, and I'm really excited because I host The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and we're going to be getting Boris Kodjoe on the show. So I have a few questions to ask him, but you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
can check out. We do after shows for Real Housewives, Scandal, Deception, Castle, tons of different shows. Make sure you guys check us out at AfterBuzzTV.com. Also, after you go to BlackHollywoodLive.com.
Let's follow the trail.
Yes, AfterBuzz
Hollywood,
TV. Check us out
AfterBuzz.
on iTunes and AfterBuzzTV.com.
Thank you,
friends.
Jesse. Well, I know we've been having some fun with the gossip and news and rumors and trending
can't get Lil
topics.
Kim's face
I
out of my
know.
head.
I know. Well, exactly. Well, unfortunately, this week we've had some, not so great news in some of our hot topics. Starting off with Chicago, the south side of Chicago, there was a tragic shooting this week. A 6-month-old baby, Jonila Watkins, whose father, Jonathan, was changing her in the front seat of his van in the south side of Chicago. And apparently he was a target of a shooting where they say that he has affiliation with gangs and a criminal history. And a gunman came up to him and shot him and shot at him. The witnesses say it was about 10 bullets. 5 of the shots went to the little girl, Jonila. They said it punctured her lung, her bowel, her liver, her thigh, and her shoulder, and the father was shot in the side of the face and also in the buttocks. She was rushed to the hospital. After 12 hours of trying to resuscitate her, she died on Tuesday morning. And the city right now is in an uproar because obviously this is just, Chicago is just known for a lot of gun violence. And this is just adding to another year of starting off with craziness, especially with this being a 6-month-old baby. Church members are urging people, because a lot of people they're too scared to even speak out of what they saw. So church members and the officials are going to different areas and really encouraging people to say something. If they saw anything, spread the word. They want to really find out this person because they have no idea who it is right now. Only thing they have is that he ran through the park after the shooting, ran through the park and ran into a blue van and drove off. But they have no eyewitness, nothing. And this is the Chicago Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy said that homicides in Chicago actually were down 24%. Last year they had 82 killings, and this year they've only had 62. And over last year they had 500 homicides. So it's still, this is just a tragic story. A lot of people are trying to support this. One of the people is Derrick Rose from the Chicago Bulls. He actually has offered to pay for half of the funeral.
Which he didn't have to do.
Which he did not have to do. And this is what's really sad to me, actually, that people are giving him a lot of slack because they're saying, why is he only paying for half of the funeral? Why isn't he paying for all the funeral? Now, first of all here, Derrick is volunteering his services. He has no affiliation with anyone involved in this. And he just decided out of the kindness of his heart to actually give money, and people are still complaining about that. What do you guys feel about that?
Give a mouse a cookie.
Right.
This is really sad, but the baby's father actually just got released.
He just got released.
He's doing better,
Yeah.
so
He was at the Northwestern Memorial Hospital, but obviously the family's just distraught. The funeral scheduled for next Tuesday.
And there's a reward out too.
There's a reward of $11,000 out to find this
Any
person.
information.
And the mother, ironically, last year, the mother Judy Watkins was shot in the leg while she was 8 months pregnant with the baby that died. And it's just crazy. The story just gets crazier and crazier. But she survived, obviously, but she was shot in the same neighborhood. So Obama is obviously going for stricter gun control. I think we need it. Obviously, this stuff is just going to continue in that city and continue around the world. And this goes back to that topic that we had about gun control. We really need to enforce this and get this situated.
Hey, Daryl, but the thing with gun control, especially in Chicago and particularly the hood, they're not getting those guns legally. They're getting the guns illegally. So by you trying to have laws on gun control, that doesn't matter in states in cities like Chicago, because you get them elsewhere.
Yes.
I hear you, but if there's some type of program to at least get them off the streets,
Beyonce's putting her little program.
Beyonce's pulling there. And actually, there was something that the head of the police department did say that they were working with a program and they had already received some guns back with working with gang members and leaders to try and get these guns off the street. I understand that they're buying them from other places, but we need to implement programs to at least work with groups to get them off the street.
But it's not just the guns. Like, they have to work. Chicago on the south side, those men aren't working. They need jobs. Like, economics are killing that city on the south side right now. Like, they need programs. If you want to talk about gun control, let's talk about economic control and input that money into some programs that will do something to help these people get jobs, want to go to school, get an education, have schools that actually work. Because we can't, like you said, guns are being bought illegally and traded and found and taken, and gun control is not going to stop gangs from getting guns. We have to stop gangs from being in existence, or at least being the ideal existence, or the only existence for a lot of people, because a lot of people are doing it because that's how they survive.
They get their money.
No,
that's how they make their money. So,
you're right, and you're right. It's an economical thing.
And maybe if someone did have a license for a gun, they could have stopped the man that shot him.
Yeah. Well, We'll see, but hopefully that will change.
baby.
But speaking of economics, the Jacksons are in the news again.
Now, they got money.
They ain't short
They got money.
They ain't short
All
of
right,
change.
so what has happened is T.J. Jackson, who is Tito's son, has been working with his
Isn't that
grandmother,
old
Catherine, and Catherine has filed a court order to have T.J. receive a monthly income of $9,000, which equals out to $108,000 per year for taking care of Paris, Prince Michael, and Blanket. She feels that he has joint guardianship, and he has 3 kids of his own, and he's starting to feel the strain of the finances of taking care of the kids. Catherine says that, he goes to all the school functions, he cooks their meals, he makes sure they do their homework, he drives them around to all their practices, and she feels he should be compensated for that. Now, a year ago, he actually had an opportunity to get money, and he said no. He said, I want to take care of the family. So you know what? I kind of commend him because of that fact. He could have been like LaToya, and LaToya, who I made a comment about last week, who was their business manager making 15%, LaToya. But he could have taken that opportunity to take advantage of the kids, and he didn't. And I understand that he has, since he has his family of his own right now, the fact that he may need a little bit extra help because taking care of 3 teenage kids, I mean, Blanket's 9 or 10, but he's going to be a teenager soon, and the other 2 are already teenagers. I mean, granted, they're starting to make their own money, but still, that's a heavy burden on a family. So, hey, I say he should get it. It hasn't been ruled yet in the court, but I have a feeling that he's probably going to get it.
Yeah.
Like if Mama Jackson thinks it's right.
I can't imagine why they would not think it was right, or
Right.
why it would be denied at all. So,
Yeah, they
I mean,
say
that's like child support
it's-
from like getting a life insurance policy and dad passed away. They are going to get that money.
They're going to
They
get the
deserve
money.
it. Yeah.
And they say that TJ spends about 300 hours per month with the kids. So,
I mean,
Go
he's-
him
yeah.
for being there.
and speaking of the kids,
Shame.
Miss Paris Jackson made the news this week because she's a cheerleader for her school, the Buckley School, which actually is a school very close to where I live. She's a cheerleader, the varsity cheerleader on their squad, and she has been approached by the Philadelphia Eagles to become a cheerleader for them. She is entertaining the idea. The only problem is she's only 14 and you have to be 18 to be a
Yes.
cheerleader.
And high school diploma.
And a high school
or
diploma.
GED.
Or GED, one of the two. And there was footage that I saw of her at her basketball game
What did you think of
cheerleading.
that?
I didn't really, honestly, I really
What
didn't
did you
think that it was,
amazing?
Eagle worthy.
She's 14
She's
years
14.
old.
I do like the new haircut.
Love it.
Gives her a little edge, little. She definitely
a gorgeous girl.
She's a gorgeous girl. But my thing is, it's a smart move for Philadelphia Eagles. They're it's
now
a
we're
PR
looking at
stunt.
them.
We're gonna pay attention to them. It brings them in the news and brings money in someone's pocket on that side of things.
me,
So
it just-
Dario,
yes.
this is where LaToya needs to come in as a manager, and she needs to shut that down.
Which I'm sure she did.
I'm sure. I agree with you, Ben. But knowing, I think LaToya might take this as an opportunity.
Can she do
to,
workshops for your cheerleaders?
Exactly,
And we'll
to
charge a
milk this
salary?
in some way and get some money.
This was probably LaToya's ploy. She put this out there.
Yeah, right?
Right, and so the Eagles have said the reason they approached her is because she's a free spirit. They said she's great. She represents the girls that they like. An aspiring actress, singer, model.
Oh my God, next topic. I can't.
I'll be a free spirit too. If
Free
Michael Jackson with my daddy.
I'm just saying. All right.
I'm just
So,
saying.
speaking of free spirits, if you might be a free spirit if you watch Love and Hip Hop New York. All right. So there's been a lot of drama on that show because there's a producer there by the name of Consequence, and he
Consequence.
Consequence. He is the ghostwriter, they say, for Kanye West,
He is.
and yes, so
Lots of people.
lots of people,
And Jay-Z.
and Jay-Z,
No.
and yes,
Gotcha.
yes, and he is representing or working with a new rapper by the name of L'Oreal.
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 Now he wrote a lyric for her, which is causing a lot of controversy because L'Oreal is actually a light-skinned woman, and Consequence is a black Muslim man who is
Black Muslim. Man. Just
I had to throw that word in there. Black Muslim man who is in a relationship with a white woman,
Jen the Pen.
and they have a biracial baby,
Little baby swirl.
little baby
adorable
squirrel.
swirl.
So he wrote a lyric for her that basically went like this: If a woman. I'm sorry. I'm reading the wrong quote here. Okay, so it's based about color struck. He wrote the lyric: "Light skin is the right skin. So if you and your white friend that's the lyric. Light
No,
skin
it
is
goes, light skin is the right skin, and you're
right. You and your white friend
can come too.
Right. So. Right, remix. So there's been Laurel L said that she basically doesn't want to do that lyric. She was upset about that lyric because she feels that it's going to take away from her brown skinned fans, her sisters, who she loves and supports. And Consequence has basically gone on record and saying that, it's not a political statement. He said it's just a rap. People are making a bigger deal out of the situation. He says that he thinks all women are gorgeous. Whether they're red bone, whether they're brown skin. He said he's never been a guy who has filtered his words, so he doesn't really care. He's gone on Twitter and talked about this. He said he even put on Twitter, brown skin is the crown skin.
Yeah.
So, look, I don't know. Listen, this has been a debate for many, many, many years. I mean, we can take this back to slavery times where, lighter skinned biracial slaves were in the house and the darker skins were outside. We can go to the word that we use, the N-word, back and forth. We can talk that we don't use, that we shouldn't use it. We can talk about just the inner fights between, I've seen it in my family of lighter skinned women versus brown skinned women. It's
celebrities today.
Celebrities. I mean, and it actually goes beyond the black race. I've seen it through the Indian race, through Armenian and Persians. I mean, it is really sad to me. I'm almost tired of honestly talking about this subject because of the fact that I feel like we haven't even evolved yet with this. This is sad to me that even putting this lyric in something is acceptable. Like, it's really sad to me. What's your take on this, Courtney? I see you shaking your head. What do you?
I would like to say I don't care because I would say Consequence, who are you really? But the point still exists. As you said, this is something that we have discussed and dealt with for years and years and years. And it's such a shame to me that you are on a national platform. Obviously, you're on a national show where this is going to be out into the public, and you're a rapper, you put music out, whatever, it's got a large audience. And if you think that just saying that, being a black Muslim man, doesn't have any effect, doesn't care, doesn't matter, when we have the beauty issues that we already have in this country to begin with for women, period, and then put that on top of black women, and your mama is obviously very black, and you don't care? Like, I just don't, it baffles me. So I just sit here and I say, you know what, you're obviously an idiot, because in the end, you should know better. Point blank, you should just know better. We should all know better by now that kind of ish is crap. And I would say other words, but I am trying to be very careful because we're on live. But I'm just saying that at this point in time, what we should be past, so to speak, is past the fact that this should even come up at all.
Right, I agree.
You should know better that is never, ever going to be acceptable. And you being an intelligent person that's a writer, you should also know that your history dictates that is not acceptable.
Okay.
It's just an ignorant statement.
I feel y'all on this. I'm one of the hosts on Love and Hip Hop after shows on AfterBuzz TV. Check us out. But I got into this discussion with a bunch of our fans because on the show, our main host asked us what we felt. I said, I mean, honestly, really, like, who cares? Yes, I understand the deep-rooted issues to this, but we've built this into a huge thing, but why aren't we going after the bigger people? You have Beyonce, who was on a L'Oreal ad campaign whitening her skin.
She's not whitening her skin. That is the problem. And the fact that we're saying we don't care is why that can happen.
How is she not whitening?
That's corporate America doing that. Beyonce is not sitting in that room.
How can you not go into that thing and say, okay, I want my face to be on this, but I do not want A, B, and C tampered with?
She does not have the last final word.
Then she doesn't have to do the campaign.
That is true. I agree.
True,
there are things that she can do, but I don't think she went and made her own.
No. Honestly, if you really sit here and feel that we should care more, then Beyonce should care enough to not do those ads and sit there and promote it. Listen to the hip hop artists, Kanye West, Jay-Z. They all talk about demeaning women. They talk about different races. Come on, like.
I'm not disagreeing.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying it should stop. But what I'm saying with Beyonce is that she doesn't have the final power.
Yes, she does because she doesn't have to do it.
She has the final power power because she doesn't have to take the check. Bottom line.
Wait, she doesn't have to take the check.
She doesn't have to take the check. She can say, I'm not going to do the ad. But that's not the point. At this point in time, we should be to a place where she can take her freaking picture on L'Oreal, and L'Oreal shouldn't feel the need to lighten her skin. That has to do with our culture, not just Beyonce choosing to take a check. That has to do with a culture that has decided that for some reason, if you got some brown skin for real, it's not quite right, and it's not going to sell to everybody.
But I mean, wait, we can't even just say L'Oreal because even when you
example.
But I'm just saying, even when you look at Beyonce through the years, when she does photo shoots, she is not the same Beyonce we've seen in Destiny's Child. And I mean, I don't know, because I guess my skin color doesn't lighten as I get older. I mean, for Michael Jackson it did. But I'm just saying, for Beyonce, come on. You're going to sit here and tell me Beyonce on her album covers looks the same that she does when she was on Destiny's Child.
Absolutely not.
She does not look the same.
But she doesn't get to choose the album cover? Her own album cover?
I am not telling you that Beyonce does not have power to do a better job of representing what her...
Yeah, so that's not my argument. That's not what we're arguing.
So all I'm saying is, when it comes to things like this, yes, was that the smartest thing for him to have written? No, was not. Absolutely not. He's focusing on a rap mind. When you look at the lyrics of Jay-Z, Kanye West, and the things that
it's a dumb statement, and it's 2013, and he has a kid, and
your mama is black.
Your mama is black. You're Muslim. What are you talking about? Like, you don't even need to be putting this out there anymore. Like, this is such a tired subject. You know what I mean? Like.
That would be like me coming out. Like, I just can't even. It still says something about you and who you are because you wrote it. That's like removing yourself from your own art and trying to be like, oh well, I mean, it don't mean nothing. Of course it means something. You wrote it. That came from your spirit, your energy, your beliefs, your heart, whatever. It's not just a word that you found in the trash can and picked up and made a rap out of it.
And my thing
he was
is
writing it for her. So I mean, in the sense of if he's coming at it as a battle rapper, what you do is you compare yourself to the other person, and in that sense of it. And if that's where he's coming from,
of course.
No, but there are obviously there are clearly maybe deep-rooted issues within yourself that you need to work out consequence that you write in those types of lyrics. I'm just saying, but I don't know. I understand that there is a problem with it. My thing that I'm aggravated about is that people are making such a big deal out of this topic with him versus getting upset over bigger celebrities.
I agree with that.
People made huge problems out of the L'Oreal ad. Like, that was a huge deal.
But I mean, it's so consistent. It's so consistent that it's like...
It's inconsistent because that's the culture we live in. Because
we
are not in the power to make those decisions.
And this is where I'm going to say I'm still going to disagree with you with the L'Oreal thing, is the fact that I'm not saying this is acceptable, but at least I can kind of give it to it where that's white corporate America who's changing her image and changing the color of the ads. This is a black man
writing a rap for his sister.
Writing a rap for a sister, and he's putting that in the rap. He's a black man. Like, it's two totally different subjects to me. I mean, especially growing up, I just remember hearing about, you know, good hair, not good hair, light skin, brown skin. It's just a tired subject. We have got to move on and move forward. And to me, his rap puts us back 15 years, 20 years. It's stupid. I don't care if he's writing it for somebody.
To me, there's a lot of hip-hop artists that put us back that many years.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, well.
But we go pay in the Boston in concert.
We
do not. I'm just saying a big general of the population does.
Yes, and you know what, Consequence? We're going to move on from you because I think we're actually giving you too much subject on this show. So let's move on to something a little bit less.
I don't know if this is
any better. But so there was a new show that aired this week on Lifetime called Preacher's Daughters. And it profiles several young women whose parents are in the industry as preachers. And there was one particular young girl, Taylor Coleman, who they interviewed, and she said that there's a big uproar because she basically said that she wanted to be a porn star or a stripper. She said, in quote, "I kind of want to be a porn star because it gets all the attention and it feels like you're free. If money don't be right for college for me, I'm going to be a stripper or a porn star or something." Taylor later clarified, because she has been getting a lot of slack for that comment. She said, "I didn't mean the comments literally, but she finds the lifestyle of porn stars and strippers appealing because the women don't care about what other people think and what their judgments are." I think there's some other careers that people might not care and think about besides being a porn star and a stripper. I think she should aspire for something a little bit bigger.
I feel like this was overly produced.
Agreed.
And she answered a bunch of questions, and the producer said, "Well, when you said a stripper, why did you feel strippers were free?" why don't you use that? I feel like it was something, I mean, we deal with a lot of reality television.
Yeah.
I feel like it was placed in that context. But to me, the bigger issue is the parenting. I mean, I watched the show. You have 3 different households, and this daddy is kind of
He's a
crazy.
little cray-cray.
I mean, even the mother just kind of, she talks and she gets shut right down like, you are not honoring the unit. Like, okay, all right. I don't know, Courtney, what do you think that?
I come from an interesting perspective because my daddy wasn't a preacher and he definitely didn't do all the things that we're going to find out that this man did. But my dad was very strict. He had 3 daughters and we were a very Christian household and we weren't really allowed to do much of anything. So I know that feeling of being caged and not allowed to really do and experience and everything. But I think that he's doing the best he can for what he knows.
Yeah, but the only problem with that is that kind of with what you're saying, Courtney, but I've known a lot of kids who had parents who were preachers or very religious, and a lot of them did turn out to be really wild. I cannot lie to you.
Some did.
You know,
Can I jump on that as a preacher's kid?
yes.
That is the reality that, like, as you said, Dario, when we grow up as kids, we're not allowed to listen to secular music, which is basically like anything that's not gospel music. We can't go to school dances. We can't go to parties. It's church Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And so we're so sheltered by the time that we become a teenager and we see certain things that our friends are doing, we kind of go buck wild.
Yeah.
Which is crazy for me as I'm Orthodox Christian, so I guess my religion's very different in the sense of like I hung out with my priest son and he was mad cool. We played sports together. Like so, I mean, he did the same thing every other kid was doing. I mean, speaking to his father, it wasn't intimidating. His father, would put the good word in the sense of my family too. They would tell me what I should do and what shouldn't do, and I think I came out to be a pretty good kid. But when I watch this, I just feel like you're slapping her on the wrist too many times, and the girl ran away to that water park, and first of all, whoever that boyfriend is of hers, like, girl, you need to know that.
What was his name? Cardan?
Cardan,
yeah. In their defense, though, it's always interesting, too, though, because I feel like it is usually very different for girls versus guys.
Yeah.
Yes, the preacher's sons still, obviously, have standards that they have to uphold, but the girls just get the brunt of it all, and that's what's happening. She's getting daddy's, fear and everything that she's going to come home with a baby. Or with something else in there that kills.
Now, do you think it causes a deep depression?
I don't think it causes a deep depression, but it causes a desire to be free. Like, you want out. Like, anything is better than this. Is better. And that's why, porn stars, obviously, in her mind, obviously, that's anything.
Well, I have a couple of facts for Taylor because she may want to reconsider really at least the porn star portion. So, according to the Daily Mail, on average, black female porn stars get paid less than white female porn stars. New girls in porn on average for white new girls in porn on average get $1,000 per shoot. Black female porn stars get paid $500 per shoot. Out of 5,000 female porn stars, only 14% are black, 70.5 are white. The average number of years for a porn star is only 3 years, so she would definitely have to find something else to do. And as far as strippers, now strippers had a little bit different situation with the numbers. A female stripper on average can earn up to $1,000 to $2,500 a week, depending on how many nights a week she works, desirability obviously. And they say the number 1 place for strippers is Atlanta.
Chocolate City.
Make it rain, baby, make it rain.
Especially for a black girl.
Especially for a black girl.
Figure out where Drake was. I mean, he just dropped 50 grand the other day.
Exactly.
Shame on him. But shame on him for that. But go
50 grand is a stripper.
50 grand. And there are a couple other people who, like Bam, who come from preacher families.
Turn strippers.
Turn strippers. not all
Bam's
of them.
A stripper?
Not all of them. Bam's a stripper.
Condoleezza
Rice.
Yes.
The Simmons kids, Reverend Run's kids, Katy Perry, Jessica Simpson, and Phaedra Parks from Atlanta Housewives.
Phaedra Parks.
Hey, at least she keeps it in her
Listen,
bedroom.
now like I said,
she keeps it in her bedroom.
Every father says that his goal in life, if he has a daughter, is to keep her off the pole.
Keep her off the pole.
Keep her off the pole. So that's all I got to say.
Well, this father needs to watch out because, like Lawrence Fishburne's daughter, Brian Pumper is going to be searching for this one. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
And if we all know who Brian Pumper is, he is a thirsty
The name
one,
says it all.
Right.
The name says it all.
Pumper.
Well, you guys have any more news and gossip for us this week?
Want that.
That was enough for me.
I think, yeah, my head hurts.
I'm tired.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for watching Black Hollywood Live this week. Be sure to check us out next week, but also remember to go to www.blackhollywoodlive.com and vote for our buzzer-meter question, which is, should Dennis Rodman be a U.S. ambassador? I don't know. You guys let us know and we'll read the results next week. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.
Peace.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Dario Kristen, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network. If you have questions or comments, tweet us at BHL Online or email us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. For more exclusive content, visit blackhollywoodlive.com. This has been a presentation of the Black Hollywood Live Network. The views expressed here are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.